In this video, I'm going to go over a problem you may encounter with pivot tables, and that's when your data isn't correct. In this example here, I've got monthly sales, and there are some fairly large numbers in here. Let's say my monthly sales are normally between 15 to 30,000. I've got some large figures here of 1.4 million, 546,000, 153,000. So there's some large numbers here, and so I may suspect in this situation that there's some data entry errors on my data sheet. So if I go on my data tab, I can see that there's some large values for the sales, which look a lot larger than the average. So in a perfect world, you'd go in, you'd clean up your data, you'd get rid of these things, and you'd fix these issues. But in some cases, that's just not practical, or especially if you're dealing with a sheet that you import regularly, you need a process where you filter out that data to make sure it doesn't skew your pivot table, because otherwise a pivot table like this is not going to be terribly useful to send to a manager, to your boss, because it's going to look incorrect. So how can we set up a way to fix this without having to go through the manual process of hunting down these data entry issues? Because they could be issues to do with the data set, could be keying in issues like extra zeros or putting decimals in the wrong places. So things like this, can be a bit cumbersome to fix. So ideally, we set up a process where we can automatically filter out these values from our pivot table. So how can we do this? One approach that I think is effective is comparing your values against the average. So I'm going to add another field here for percent of average. And what I'm going to do for this field is simply take this sales value and divide it by the average for that field. Close this out, and now I can see how far away or what percentage of the average it is to give me an idea of whether the number is highly skewed or not. So I'm going to convert this into percentages, and by doing so, you can immediately see where the values are excessively high, and we can also identify values that are particularly low. This one is almost 0% because it's in decimals. So this is a different type of keying error. Here we enter too many zeros. Here we put the decimal in the wrong place. So we want to factor out both of those potential issues, because if the value is too small, it's skewing our data in the opposite direction, where if it's too high, it's skewing it to make it too high, make the values too high. So we want to factor out both of those potential situations. So now that I've got this information, I'm going to create yet another field for my outliers to detect them. And in this situation, what I'm going to do is create multiple conditions that I'm checking for. I'm going to use an if function and also an or function, because I'm looking at multiple conditions. I want to look at high values and low values. So I'm going to look at this average and say if it's less than, let's say, 0.01 to capture these very small values, or if this value is greater than, let's say, 2, or let's say greater than 1. So 100% more than the average. Then I'm going to check for either one of those conditions. And if they're met, I'm going to return just an X. Otherwise, it'll be blank. Close this out. And now it's easy to filter these particular outliers. So I can see the values that are very small. We've got decimal places here. And the ones that are very large, where potentially we've got keying issues with too many zeros. So by doing this, it's a whole lot easier now to identify these outliers, and we can also review them to see if our logic is correct. Are we flagging things as outliers that are truly outliers, or is there a problem with our logic? So in this case, I would say it is set up correctly. And obviously you can set up rules based on your specific data set, but the idea is that we want to flag these outliers. So how can we now use this in our pivot table? If I go back to the pivot table tab, I'm going to refresh my table just because it's going to add those extra fields that I've set up, the percent of average and the outliers. I'm going to pull the outliers into the filter section of my pivot table, and now I can filter by that option here. So here I can just select the option for the blank value, click OK, and now I'm filtering out all those outliers. So now my data set is a whole lot cleaner, and now you can see it's within that range of 15 to 20,000 monthly sales, which is appropriate. Now I can still go back and fix those outliers at a later time if I have the time to do so. But as you can see, sometimes it can just be a few errors that are causing an issue, or a few data entry errors that are skewing your data set. And if you want a more automated way of filtering that stuff out, or at least cleaning up for the sake of having a usable report that you can use in the time being, that's one way that you can do that by flagging your outliers. And then, you can hide this row on your pivot table so it just doesn't show up that, it's abundantly clear. Now it's still going to be here in the filter section if someone's looking at your pivot table, but if you're sending a report to somebody, just showing them the summary of this pivot table, it's a nice clean pivot table. And it's already filtered out the outliers, so you don't have to worry about that skewing your data. And now you've got a much more usable report that you can rely on that gives you meaningful information. Although it's excluding some values, those values arguably aren't helping you in this case, but it gives you the ability to at least have a more polished and usable report. So by setting up those extra fields for the percent of average and flagging the outliers, you have that ability now in your pivot table to filter them out and also review them later on if you want to clean up your data. So that's how I'd suggest cleaning up your pivot table if you do have that situation where you do have extremely low or extremely high values that are skewing your overall results. That's all right for this video. I hope you did like it. And if you did learn something, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.